Thanks so much for participating our first week in 615B, our seminar. And really, again, kind of our goal of our seminar is to um, get together online, but also learn as we go by learning about different applications and things that we can use in our own classrooms. I want to thank Amelia and Lori for getting us off to a great start, and all of you for participating so well the first week. I know we had an off week, and that probably worked out very, very well for a lot of you because I think you were finishing up 501 and stuff. So this should be a little bit easier now as we go forward, but I don't want you to forget about us either. So, check back in occasionally to kind of see what's going on. So what I thought I would do is kind of give an update on how that first week went and give you some tips as we continue now with this class the rest of the week or the rest of the summer. One thing that you noticed was I wasn't real visible that first week, and I really, as I told you in the intro video, I kind of did that on purpose, not to drive Amelia and Lori crazy because they were probably thinking, well, what's Dr. Crawford thinking? But again, I saw Amelia and Lori, as I do all of you who are the discussants of the week, as you guys are the teachers for the week, not me. Now, I will start entering into the conversations and kind of giving my own 2 cents worth, but as you kind of know in your own classroom, the minute the teacher talks, then everybody kind of shuts down a little bit. And so I purposefully didn't want you guys to shut down on Amelia and Lori that first week. And you didn't, so you did great. But what I'd like to do is kind of give you a few tips here and there as we move forward. Amelia and Lori gave you some really interesting tools. And so what I kind of want you to think about as others share tools with you or ideas with you, I want you to think about what are the affordances of those technologies. By the affordances, I mean, what do those technologies do very, very well, and what can they do well in your educational environment? Whether it's a classroom, whether it's in K-12, higher ed, if it's a business, I need you to push your thinking a little bit more. Somebody would maybe give an example of how I would use it in the classroom, and then everybody would just kind of agree with you. You know what? Of these that I've seen, if I was teaching in high school math, high school science, middle school literacy, elementary, business, I think I would use them all differently. And so you need to be able to share that as you learn about these new pieces of technology to get us thinking and to push our own thinking, okay? And I don't want you, the tools that were presented this first week, they were very different. And I think we got stuck on, well, Google can be the solution for everybody. And Google will let us do anything and everything. It's kind of where we were several years ago with Office. Everybody thought if they had Office, that was good enough, when Office wasn't even an educational solution. We just made it an educational solution, okay? So I want you to really, really explore these tools that that the discussants are sharing with you, and think about what can they do, what can they do well, and what will it do well for me in my classroom or wherever I am, even if I decide not to use it or not. And I understand that. I understand that you're not going to be using it, but in some cases, but hopefully in other cases you will. I just want you to be aware of that. Also, with this, the ones that are presenting the tech, as much as possible, know the technology that you're presenting so that in that summary, you're able to give as much information as you can. Now, I want you to be succinct, just like Amelia and Lori. They did a great job with that. But again, kind of now you know the questions people were answering or asking. Those of you that are coming now should be able to answer some of those in your summaries, okay? So keep that in mind as well. And even the two this week, I understand they're going on what they probably understand from Amelia and Lori as well. One thing that I think is really critical is that, again, that you apply it to your own area in creating the conversations that you are. Help think, really push yourself into thinking, how can I use this myself? I don't care if you're an ag teacher or a music teacher or the math teacher. Don't just easily, well, I won't be able to use this, okay? And even if you do say that, then maybe what I am hoping, and some of you said that you are doing this already, is sharing it with colleagues. Remember what we said when you entered this program. We have found through the years of working with students taking our program, they become the leaders of using technology. That means you are taking the things that you are learning in this program back to your colleagues. And it sounded like some of you were even doing that. But again, that's kind of where you're at. So you need to push yourselves in your thinking and how you want to innovate and integrate it into not only your own classroom, but helping others do the same. Kind of the last thing to keep in mind is, I know it's so easy to, okay, I made my post, I'm done for the week. Please do kind of check back and go through the conversation. You don't have to always post, but go back. I really like how, I know when I went through, I think Amelia's especially, a lot of you were helping to answer some of the questions that were being posed by your peers. That is super. The discussant, it is their responsibility to do that, but I love it when others are helping them do that. That's the conversational piece that should be happening. So again, don't just post it and not go back. I think you owe it to again, you learn by these discussions. That's where all the learning occurs. So if you post and then don't go back in, the teacher, you might miss something what they're talking about. So again, we're trying to model online learning. We're trying to get you into good habits right away so that as you progress through this class, even at the graduate level, then when you're having your really graduate level discussions in the content that you're learning, you will kind of understand kind of the etiquette and how to carry on an online discussion and how to facilitate one as well. Okay, so again, I think we got off to a really good start, but now I'm going to kind of be looking for these next phases as we improve with those discussions and really build a community of learners where we're pushing our thinking. And you don't have to always, and that's what I did like about this first week too, is like some of you were critical of the tools. That's good. We need to be critical. We need to understand, again, how and when I would use these ideas. I'm pretty sure in 501, Dr. Hargrave talked about TPAC. And I see TPAC coming into these conversations as we think about, here's the technology that has been shared. This is what I'm teaching, and this is the pedagogical approach that I'm taking to share to teach this learning. And so that's how you can kind of help frame some of this as you think about it too, is what would TPAC do as you think about this. So anyway, again, I'm really excited to facilitate this for you and to help you get to know some new technologies and also to get to know each other better. I know one of the things that I'm doing, and I'll just share a little tip, as I go into, especially like Amelia and Lori, I went back into their introduction before I started so that I remembered, oh, this was Amelia and this was Lori, so that I could get to know them a little bit better. You have you've been in a class together, so that probably has helped you know each other, but don't forget about learning that what's unique about everybody as well, so that we get to know each other on a personal level as level too. So good job. Keep it up. Oh, I was going to say one more thing about the summaries. We're going to set up, both Amelia and Lori did a great job and posted their summary. We're going to put that in a special area. Clesiani's going to get that set up now, and so we'll start that kind of this week too. So if you have any questions, but remember, we want you to go in and kind of read Amelia and Lori's summaries of what went on this week as well. So that we kind of have closure to those discussions and can move on then to the next ones. Okay, it's not like you have to comment, but feel free to comment in those areas as well, and we'll get that area set up very, very soon. Okay, so keep up the great work, and we'll be talking or discussing things with you soon.